It's breakfast time! We need to dig into the data. Throw the football! I'll take 2 pancakes, extra syrup. 1 cup of coffee to go, please. Man, I'm full!
We're live! And it's breakfast time!
Guys, I hope that woke you up. Rise and shine. Open your eyes wide. It's another week of football coming at you fast. I'm your host, your creator, your daddy, your league leader, and I'm happy to be here again for our recap of week 1 of the playoffs for some. And with me is our local segment analyst, Jeff. Welcome to the show, Jeff.
Thank you. Again, I also go by Phil in case, as we continue this conversation, I kind of go by both Jeff and Phil at this time. But just for the viewers and listeners,
I'll pick Jeff. I picked Jeff.
In case Jared also refers to me as my name, Phil, that's who I am.
Jeff, I also want to address one thing that we did speak about before the show started last week. I was pretty disappointed when I listened back to the show and I realized you had cut what is my favorite segment. And I know a really important segment to a lot of our listeners. And because of that, listeners lost out on hundreds, possibly thousands of dollars. Those bets that Cam gave us in last week's segment of Locked and Loaded went 3 for 3. I made a buttload of money, and everyone else in the league missed out because you decided to cut a segment. And I'm not going to get into it again. I'm not going to get worked up on air. We already talked about it. We discussed it.
I'm sorry, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to protect and help these families. And the one time I do something about it, I'm the one that hurts them and they miss it on money, okay? It's taking a toll on me too, okay? I apologize. It won't happen again.
Thank you, Jeff. And I accept your apology. I think when we have Cam back on the air later, I think it might be appropriate to apologize to Cam too.
But what if it's difficult to? What if that's hard? What if the words just don't come out of my mouth? It's just hard to say.
You need to lean into it. You'll get it out. Because Cam put a lot of time and effort into putting those together too. And me and Cam made buttloads of money, but everyone else missed out. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry that you missed out on that segment. Like Jeff said, that's going to weigh heavy on him for a long time. But we're going to move forward. We're going to get into the show this week. Later on in the show, we might be addressing some of the kickback we've had in the chat, addressing just some league managerial questions. But for now, let's get into the injury report and let's kick this off.
Guys, it was a pretty big week for flipping injuries. Some long-lasting injuries, some temporary injuries, but every week counts when it's the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes was injured, a bit of like an ankle sprain of some sort. Seems like it's pretty small, insignificant. Looks like he's going to still be playing this week, but if that thing gets a little tweaked again, that could be him out for a while. Something to keep your eyes on. Alvin Kamara. It seems that it's being reported of a groin abductor injury. And this is one where I'm wondering, did this injury happen on the field or off the field? Jared, do you have any insight?
I was because I'm a big Kamara fan, both on the field, his play, and his swagger off the field. I will say sometimes he gets into trouble off the field. And I was doing my homework this past week, looking into some of the off-the-field issues going on with certain players. I saw that in the New Orleans nightclub scene, he was active on socials. He hit up clubs. He was out late.
Yeah.
Friday night and Saturday night. And I'm starting to think maybe this is rumors,
Yeah.
but I think there was an incident in a club. There may have been some groin abduction happening at that point, and that would tell me this is off field.
Yeah.
This is an off the field thing. The injury is undisclosed. The entirety of it, I think, is undisclosed. And this might turn into a bit of a McCaffrey situation all over again.
Mm-hmm.
You start out with the groin abducted. Next thing you know, he's not on the field again the next week.
Yeah.
Maybe this is bigger than his groin, and it's something more substantial. We're not going to know.
Yeah, and we talked about this earlier in the show, how it's important to, when you're drafting players, to take into account what are they like off the field, because that has ramifications for on the field. And it seems like Alvin was partying it up a little too hard in the nightclubs, and I'm sure some women were great beneficiaries of his actions, but now he's a detriment to his team because he's not going to be on the field to help them.
Yeah. He's not only hurt his body, he's hurt his team.
Yeah.
That's the sad part.
Yeah, well put.
It's selfish.
It is. We just hope he learns from it. Talking about growing up, Dr. Chubb. Nick Chubb. Out for the season with a broken foot. This is just, at this point, it's just sad. It's just sad. What a great guy. Coming back from a serious leg injury, gets to play a few weeks, and he's out again.
Yeah.
Next, Montgomery, my boy, my darling son. He is done for the fantasy football season. He's going to be out for a couple weeks at least, maybe even the rest of the year. MCL sprain or something. He's going to need a knee surgery.
Is he out for the year for like the football year too?
I think so.
He's not. Oh, that's.
Unless there's like a minor knee surgery that's like maybe if they do a deep run in the playoffs, he comes back. I'm not 100% sure at this time. And then lastly, McCormick, Sincere McCormick. He got injured. People were excited to see him play, and it was just sad. He just got sincerely injured.
Wow.
Something I wrote in my notes. But yeah, that's it for flipping injuries. There's a few other, questionable on some other players, but in terms of serious injuries, that's it.
Okay. Thank you for that, Jeff. Thank you for remembering to do this segment and for putting in the effort that you did to look into the research and help our league out. It does not go unnoticed. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeremy.
We are going to get into our next segment, guys, which is our breakfast breakdown. Jeff, you want to kick us off?
Of course, I'd love to. Only 2 matches this week.
Yeah, just 2.
Just 2. That's what was planned from nearly the beginning. So the first 2 matches were of the upper playoffs between Love Hurts, myself, and Cook, Line, and Sinker. The other match was between Rocks in a Pouch and the Gerbinator. So for my matchup against Braden, Cook, Line, Sinker, it was an exciting match for me. All my players are just performing at some of their best ever. Notably, Devontae Adams getting a 42-point game, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion. What didn't he do for me? He did everything.
This is the Adams we wanted.
Yeah.
It was a little bit late, but
now he's right on time.
Right when it mattered.
He's right on time. Yeah, exactly. Other players, McBride, McLaurin, Gibbs, Daniels, everyone performing well. And with that, I achieved the new league high score of 172 points. I'm jumping ahead, but I then was, taken down to the second highest with Rob getting, I think, 190 points.
What are you talking about?
So this week I got 172 points, which is the most anyone has ever had.
It's a league record.
But then Rob's team, I guess he wasn't playing, he was on his bye, but his team got 190 points.
So, Jeff,
So most
you
high.
do have the league record. Rob was not in a matchup this week. His scores will not be applied
Really?
to any league record. Yeah. That wasn't
Because
a
his team
matchup.
was on bye.
He had a bye. So him even setting a lineup was a waste of time and energy.
Wow.
He didn't need to do that. He was on a bye. He should have rested his guys.
Yeah.
And I said it in the chat. I said, I hope you didn't use up all your Dunas. Because he's been storing up Dunas all season long. And I think
That's all he's been doing.
He blew it. He blew a lot of it out this week. And
Yeah.
I hope he still has something in the tank. Because I'm coming quick. And you got to get ready when it actually matters.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
congratulations to you, Jeff, on having the league record for highest score. That's a record that I don't think any team's ever going to be able to even sniff.
Yeah. Wow. Thanks, Jared.
Again.
I appreciate that. That's
Yeah.
so exciting. I guess, yeah, only one person gets to hold that crown, and that's me. It's on my head.
That's you.
I will say Braden's team did put up great numbers. Mike Evans, 37 points. JSN, 18 points.
Can I ask
But
you, how many yards did Evans have?
Evans had 159 yards, 2 touchdowns.
You know that Baker's just going to be feeding that guy because they really want him to get the 1,000-yard season.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And this is the time of year where people are trying to get their bonuses.
Yeah.
And so teams, especially if they're in like a decent playoff position, they're just going to feed them, you know. So I think one of the reasons why Braden's team fell, his quarterback, Kyler Murray, 10 points. 10 frickin' points. Saquon Barkley, was he like the number 1 running back of the year, maybe 2?
Yeah.
9 points.
Come on.
It looked like he was like injured or something because he was not getting a lot of snaps either. Disappointing for Braden. He still put up 140 points, but when you're up against 172, I mean, do the math.
Yeah. Absolutely. Our second match, and this was our match of the week, was between the Gerbinator and the Crooked King. And once again, the Crooked King is back to his crafty ways. And this was a rematch of our higher power matchup that we had as well. This was our insight into these teams both had tapped into something greater than themselves. And to see again that there is only one true power.
Yeah.
And David's tapped in a big way.
Yeah.
He may be the Crooked King, but he's still got someone on his side.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what carried him through, gave him the win when it mattered most. And he's got Gerb's number, clearly.
Yeah.
And let's see if that continues into next year. But for now, Crooked King, he's got Gerb's locked down, and he comes away with the win. Once again, this was a tale of the tight ends. Gerbs has he rises and falls with his tight ends.
Yeah, he does.
And for most of the year, he's been rising. Bowers has been maybe the biggest breakout of the year.
Yeah.
And this week was not his week. Bowers, 6.5 points. Kelsey, 6.7 points. That's not going to do it.
Yeesh.
You look over on the other side, you see Johnny Smith, who's got to be, from week 11 on, he's tight end 1.
Wow.
Absolutely crushing still. I think it was close to 25 points, was it?
19. Well, 20 points, yeah.
20 points. We'll take it. Then Josh Allen doing Josh Allen things. Lamar Jackson doing Lamar Jackson things. Both the quarterbacks performed incredibly well. This was not the year for the Gerbinator. He is out of the playoffs. But he is not going to the Pancake House. So I think that's a win still for the Gerbinator. After
100%.
what we saw with the auto draft at the beginning, the way he totally turned his team around, still impressive. What the Crooked King did to him this week does not take away from what an impressive season the Gerbinator had. And I hope he's back next year.
Oh, of course. It's been awesome to see him fight and to prove himself. And people were always scared matching up against him every week.
Yeah.
And I agree. Everyone who's in the upper playoffs, though, again, in my matchup, Braden lost. It's still a win because he doesn't have to worry about going to the Pancake House.
He's not sweating.
No, now he's in the seat. He's eating popcorn and he's looking at the cocks in the ring, seeing which one's gonna come out. The victor? I don't know. I guess not the ultimate loser. I guess.
Yeah.
But either way, he's eating popcorn with his feet up and he's having a fun time now.
Yeah. You guys can relax. You can just relax and watch it.
Yeah.
I wish I was there. I'm envious of you. What are we looking at here? Oh, a little bit more here to talk about on this matchup. I just want to say I believe it's David. What a pickup there. Honky Tonk McConk is absolutely lighting it up. I think he's got to also be in the running for maybe one of the breakout wide receivers of the year.
I think so.
Who thought the little kid with 2 left feet could dance his way into one of the most fabulous rookie wide receiver seasons of all time?
Yeah.
The way he gets open on the field, he creates separation. He's small, he's tiny, but he's shifty, and he knows how to play football. He's a baller.
It just doesn't make sense. You think he's like the only person who's doing something on that team.
Yeah.
But teams just keep letting him get target after target. I think what's interesting is earlier, first half of the season at least, I think David's team was middle of the pack, if not a little bit weaker. He had
Definitely weaker.
He had some strong points, obviously with Josh Allen, A.J. Brown. But I think the late pickups of McConkey and Johnny Smith is what just completely changed his team. And people can't look at David now and be like, oh, he doesn't belong here. No, he has, as the league gone on, fine-tuned his team into something that's scary. And so props to you, David.
I agree. Props to you, David. I have to say it. It hurts me, but I have to say it. Congratulations to you. That wraps up our breakfast breakdown. Short and sweet this week. We are actually going to now move into a primer segment. We're going to look ahead into these upcoming matches, break them down a little bit, and maybe give you guys a few pointers and a few kind of little tidbits of information that could help you find success as you head into the playoffs further. We're going to start out with... Jeff, you want to take it away on the first matchup there?
Sure. Let's talk about SIP safety versus rocks in a pouch. This is the upper playoffs. We're going to see the number one team, SIP safety, in action in the upper playoffs versus the Crooked King. It's going to be an exciting matchup because there's been a lot of
Animosity.
Yeah.
Tension. Yeah. I felt it.
Yeah. It's been brewing for a long time.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tense matchup. Are we going to see Josh Allen again put up a historic performance? Or is he finally going to kind of lose that magic?
And I think on the other side, this is where we might see some of that, what's the word, immaturity or kind of just the newness of it all. I'm thinking specifically for Crystal, this is new to her.
Yeah.
She hasn't had to face this level of competition and this with stakes this high. And you see it time and time again. Regular season's the regular season. Playoffs are a whole different animal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a whole different
It's
animal.
a different game.
And you can get in your head and you can make poor decisions.
Yeah.
And I want to see how specifically Crystal works out lineups.
Yeah.
Kind of her mentality going into it, the way she postures herself and works with Mike, are they going to bring a strong presence? Are they going to bring confidence?
A united
domination?
front.
Are they going to go too far? And are they going to be cocky? And we all know what happens when that goes on, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes, we do.
What happens?
They make an idiot of themselves.
That's right. You've been there at some point in your life, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
you have made an idiot of yourself. And I want to see how Chris and Mike can handle the pressure.
And I think I don't want to give pointers to teams, especially that I may be facing in the future. But for SIP safety, I think there's a real opportunity for optimal synergy within your team. You have Joe Mixon. You have Jordan Love, but you also have Bo Nix. Have Bo Nix in with Mix in. And now that you have Bijan Robinson on the Falcons, their new quarterback.
What's his name?
Penix, Bo Nix, Mixon. That's a core that's going to carry you through to become champions, I believe.
Wow.
So I say switch out Jordan Love for Bo Nix, and that's going to be an incredible showing from all three.
Wow. I would like to see that.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That'd be really cool.
That's just some of as I was digging into the data, that was just something that kind of really popped out for me with all my study into the teams.
I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Where are we at here? Okay, let's look at, I'm going to look at Jeff K. This is Bare Necessities versus his nephew, Camara. It's always hard when you are up against blood relatives.
Yeah. Oh.
And the match we were just talking about, again, we got blood relatives going at it.
Yeah.
Ready to take each other down. And I think this is going to be something that is painful for Camara to inflict pain upon his uncle. Bare Necessities has been absolutely ravaged by injuries, and the groin maltusion that Kamara experienced is now wreaking havoc on Bare Necessities' team. He currently still has Kamara in his lineup.
Yeah.
This is as of Thursday at 5:30. Bare Necessities has Kamara as a starting running back.
And
I don't know if that's going to change.
I hope it does change, because right now Kamara's looking doubtful, and he even could be done for the season. It's a possible season-ending injury. That's how big his groin, the injury is.
The thing is, Jeff doesn't have another running back to fill in the spot. And I know Cam's smart, and this might be a time, Cam, where I could see Cam dropping his entire bench and picking up every other running back on the waivers.
Yeah.
I've seen Cam pull moves like that, and this is a quick heads up to you, Jeff. I hope you're listening to this immediately after posting, because you need to run to the waivers and you need to pick up a running back now.
Yeah. Get rid of those two tight ends on your bench. You got one on your roster, that's good enough. Get rid of those two tight ends. Those should be running backs.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Because if you want even a shot at beating Cam, Jeff, you got to get a running back. You can't hope that the maltusion that Kamara has experienced is going to be healed up by Monday. Now, I'll give you this. He has till Monday. Something could happen. A few shots in the groin could numb everything down enough that he might be able to run still.
You just wonder if he's too numb, is that going to spread to his legs, from his groin to his legs?
I think
and
that
impede his running.
Not feeling anything at all can affect your performance. Okay, we've been there, and I would hate to see that happen to Kamara, but we don't know. We don't know what the staff, what the health medical team for the Saints is going to do for him. I hope they're working on him right now. I hope they're working on him all weekend, because that's what he's going to need if he has a shot at playing on Monday night.
Yeah.
But this matchup, Bare Necessities is coming into this as the underdog. But we've seen it time and time again. Any given Sunday, any given Monday, too.
Yeah.
So, that is our little teaser. This is kind of more just like a alert for Jeff.
Yeah.
And all the best to both of you in your matchup. I pray to God I don't have to face you next round, and then I can be out. But may the best team win. I can say that.
Next, I'd like to cover the matchup. Well, I think this is officially the match of the week. Bearimy versus Nom Nom Nom. Why is it match of the week? Not only is it because the teams are so neck and neck, they're projected with a 50% chance of winning. But there's a lot of off the field conflict that's happening. But I'm not going to get into that because this is a football podcast.
You know what, Jeff?
So
I am going to speak into that because I want to make something very clear. This is not a conflict, okay? I had my authority questioned in the chat, and that hurt. I'm going to be honest, that hurt. But I'm not going to back down from leading this league where I think it needs to go. And if I need to change the rules halfway through the season, I will change the rules halfway through the season. I am part of a committee. I'm not a lone wolf here on my own. I have a committee, and I would love to have Rob join the committee next year. He's a disruptor, like I said. He pushes back. That's fine. We need voices like Rob's in our league. He is a valuable member of the league.
Yes.
He is a good friend of mine. I want him on the committee next year. That being said, Rob, you've been part of committees. You know how they work. There is a leader. There is a head. Sometimes he makes decisions that the committee doesn't agree with, and he makes them anyways. That's going to happen sometimes. I don't want to be the bad guy, but I will be the bad guy if I have to. And me adjusting the date of the loser bracket playoffs was something that I saw in not only my best interest, but in the league's best interest. It was in all of our best interest. And it just happened to be a week that Rob performed well. And I kind of, this past week for us, it was kind of the photo op before the fight, before the real fight.
Yeah.
And Rob flexed big. And it's one thing to look big in the photo op, but what does he look like when it comes to a real match in the ring?
Yeah.
That's what this week is. This is when it's real, and I want to see if he has anything left in the tank.
Yeah, this is going to be by far the match of the week. I think every single person in the league is going to be seeing how this goes down, and whichever way it goes, we're going to hear about it in the chat for sure.
I'm not holding back, Rob.
Um,
I'm not holding back. Gloves are off.
It's going to be a great match. We got some great players on each side. I just hope that everyone fights with honor and integrity, and that there's a shaking of hands at the end of the match. That's all I hope for.
Well, I'll shake his hand, all right. I'll shake him around during the match too.
Jared, do you want to cover my matchup with eggs and bacon?
I would love to, Jeff. This is a matchup similar to our Camera versus Bare Necessities, where we've got a clear front runner here. Looking at the projections, which are getting more and more accurate within the Sleeper platform as they integrate Al's systems, we can see that Jeff's at a 59% chance to win this thing. And we're seeing some of these players on Jeff's team are starting to hit. I'm looking at Breece Hall. I'm looking at Devontae Adams. I'm looking at DJ Moore. There's guys that can hit big, and they've hit big for Jeff. But we've also had dud weeks from every single one of them. That's what I'm going to be looking for.
Yeah.
Which Breece Hall are we getting this week? Which DJ Moore are we getting this week? Are we getting first half of the season Devontae or second half of the season Devontae? I'm looking for that from Jeff's team. He's shown that he had the highest score of the week, and he can perform at the high of the league. That's right, Jeff.
Yeah.
But can they continue this run?
Yeah.
And on Doomering's side, he needs his big guys to step up. Doomering's season rode on the backs of Puka Nakua, Amon Ra, and the defense and kicker. Those were his 4 stars. If his stars can hit it big, he's got a shot. The one wild card I'm looking on Doomering's side is Jerry Jeudy, who has been a revelation these last few weeks. Since Jameis has come on board, Jerry Jeudy has put up astronomical numbers. This week, Jameis is out. That is going to change something. And I know that whoever the other quarterback is, PTAD or Donovan,
DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
DTR. I'm just wondering if DTR is DTW. Is he down to win? And in his history, it looks like he's been a bit of a dud. So Judy's ceiling has been capped, which is not good news for Doomering. But still, Jeff, it's the playoffs. Are you feeling nervous? How confident are you feeling?
It's always stressful. I've got a few good players on my bench, and it's a bit of the rotating door situation where I can easily switch in Juwan Jennings. I picked up Jerome Ford since Montgomery's out. Do I put in Breece Hall or Jerome Ford? Do I put Jennings in or DJ Moore? I don't really know, but I'm going to have to make a decision. I'm going to have to live with it. I'm going to have to make my bed, and I'm going to have to sleep in it. So it is what it is.
There is another matchup this week. I think we might skip that breakdown because these guys are out of the playoffs. They're in popcorn eating time. They had a great season. Cook, line, and sinker, Gerbinator. You will be facing off in a match that maybe doesn't really matter that much, but still set your lineups. Don't check out just yet. Have fun, and all the best in your matchup this week as well. I'm going to rip through our rankings, guys. We have our 2 new ranking systems. As you know, we have the gold meter, and I'm going to start off at the top. We have, with a scale of 0 to 55 coins, the most likely team to take it all at the top. Congratulations to you, Jeff. It is Love Hurts with 24 coins.
Wow.
Sib Safety comes in at number 2 with 21 coins. Rocks in a Pouch, number 3 with 18. And Eggs and Bacon, 4th with 15 coins. It is close. It is tight. We have a couple favorites going on. So let's see how that shakes down. Our pancake meter. This is on our basic scale of 0 to 24 pancakes.
Makes sense.
Are you going to be in the pancake house? Are you going to be the one left alone?
Yeah.
With the stack high and starting to feel a little bit sick in your belly, working your way through those pancakes? I sure hope it's not me. The most likely to end up in the pancake house with a high score of 13 pancakes this week, it's Bare Necessities. Oh my God. Second highest, I didn't want to say this, but it is me. With 9.99 pancakes, Bear and me, second most likely to be in the pancake house. To say that I am nervous is an understatement.
Wow.
Third on the list with 9.9 pancakes is Nom Nom Nom. We are neck and neck on projections. We're at exactly 50% chance to win. It is a coin toss, but Rob does have that coin toss by a hair, by a margin.
What gives him that edge?
It's simply sleeper statistics. And as much as I have my own ideas about how my team will perform, and I can see Rob's team and I can see how his players have been overvalued, I am going to stick to the projections because we are about facts. We are about numbers. We're not about feelings.
Yeah, we're
on
not
the
gonna let
show.
emotions get the best of us
No.
and say things that we don't want to be said, especially in a public forum.
Absolutely. And the lowest score in the pancake meter is Camera with 7 pancakes.
Wow.
This will all change very quickly. Very quickly.
Yeah.
So tune in next week to see where you stand. This is going to be an exciting week. We are going to finish up our show this week with a locked and loaded segment.
How's it going?
Cam, how are you doing, buddy?
Not too bad, not too bad.
We ready for another week of locked and loaded?
You betcha.
We gave the league 1 week off, but I know that I still got my bets in, and I know you got your bets in, but the rest of the league missed out big time.
Is Jeff with you this week?
Yeah, I'm right here, Cam. I wanted to apologize for editing out the Locked and Loaded segment last week. You know how I feel about gambling and everything, and then the 1 week I edited out and your parlay hits big, and that's big money that people missed out on, and that could have helped a lot of families, and so I feel that weight on my shoulders, and it's weighing down on me, and so I'm just trying to alleviate that load in some way. So an apology to you is just a little way I can do that. So I'm sorry it's not going to happen again.
I'll think about it. The woke left is censoring our voices.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
We're going to shake off their shackles of control, though.
Amen.
We're going to push forward.
Amen.
Cam, how are you feeling after your bye week there?
I think in this position you never feel great.
No.
But that being said, I felt worse. So I don't know.
You got a great attitude, Cam. And I think I can say one thing. I think we needed the bye for sure. I feel like we definitely made the right decision as a league in the way that we decided to put the bye in the first week. I know for me personally, that worked out well, and I think it worked out well for everyone just to give us that mental break because we've all been
players too.
Yeah, that's right. We've been struggling. When you're always fighting to try to get to the bottom,
I know I had some injuries, so having the bye really worked well for my team.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get a couple of those guys back this week. So, yeah, totally agree. Great decision by us.
Yeah.
Looking forward to this week.
And, there may be mid-season changes next year, too. Who knows? That's not something that always happens, but it's something that could happen.
Yeah. We just got to adapt, stay flexible, find out what works for us, and then act quickly and swiftly.
Yeah. What are you feeling this week on the bets?
It's a tough week. I like getting towards the end of the schedule because it feels like we got some really good information on these teams, but at the same time, so many injuries can really throw a swing in things. Some teams fighting for playoff spots, some teams sitting. So, but I think I maybe found a couple spots that I like. Curious to see if you guys have any thoughts too. Also, tougher this week. I know we've got college football. First round of the playoffs starting. I would be lying if I didn't say some of my focus was directed towards that. But
Cam, can I kind of call an audible on you here? If there is a football-related bet, I don't care what kind of football it is. You got money on one of the college teams. Let the listeners know. We can roll that way too. I'm not going to pigeonhole the way we make money. We just need to make sure we're making money.
True that. Yeah, I appreciate your attitude there and letting people be creative, have that flexibility to try new things. So Yeah, I'll definitely look to see if there's an opportunity for a nice play to sneak through the chat
Yes.
this weekend. But
I would actually disagree with Jared. This is a podcast related to the Pancake League, so any bets or any talk should only be about the Pancake League. So I'm heavily against that idea, Jared.
You know
Jared,
what?
I also want to commend you in putting up with this loser every week. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you have the patience for it, and that's something I admire about you.
You know what? I think God brings people into all of our lives that he tests us with. And they help us grow.
Yeah, and you're testing me a lot.
I need to test
And
you.
Cam.
I need to test you. Because I don't trust you. That's why I'm testing you.
I think you have that right. God brought Jeff into your life so you could be a good example for him. And sometimes we have to recognize that while there are difficult people in our lives, sometimes it's God saying, hey, I know you've got it together. Can you please help out this individual who may be struggling? So,
Yeah. That's 100% what's going on here, Cam. And I will push back on Jeff's point about the college not being relevant to the Pancake League. I think anyone who's truly invested in the Pancake League knows it's beyond this year. I'm in it long term. If I want to have success long term, I need to get dialed in on what's going on with the next generation. It's about paving the way for the next generation. That's what Pancake League's always been about. It's about the next generation and setting them up for success and passing the baton. And
gotta pass the baton.
if you're not thinking forward, thinking progressive, looking ahead, you're wasting your time, and you're gonna be setting yourself up for absolute failure. And that's not what we're about. We're about winning. We're winners. So we need to be dialed into these college games, and we need to have put our money where our mouth is.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay, well, can we just get on with the segment? It's already getting long.
We'll take our time, Jeff. We'll take our damn time.
Jeff, can we get some excitement out of you too? Jeez, you're such a friggin' drag.
No, Cam, I can't be excited right now, okay? It's been a long time since I've had my shock therapy session. I'm actually overdue for my shock therapy session, so I'm just
don't even have
feeling
anything
really
to
low
worry
energy
about
right
anymore.
now.
You're in the friggin' top bracket. Chill out a bit. Let us have some fun.
Cam, I don't want you to assume just because I'm in the top bracket that everything's easy for me. I would actually argue maybe it's even harder for me than it is for the likes of you, Jer, Jeff K, especially Rob. Okay, I'm having a real hard time right now.
I struggle with how twisted and distorted your view on reality has become ever since you started seeing this lousy doctor, if you can even call her a doctor. Oh my goodness.
She's the best doctor there ever is.
Let's just get into these picks. Okay. Sunnyside upset of the week. I've got 2 picks for you. One for the bold, one for the less bold. The bold, it's gross. And I think sometimes you have to just plug your nose and take the bet when the number is clearly wrong. And I think that in that case, I'm looking at the Bears plus 6.5 to upset the Lions. I know you're saying that is disgusting. I agree, it is disgusting. I just want to throw out a couple things. Game is in Chicago. The last time the Bears played the Lions, the Bears kept it pretty close. I also think maybe the Lions are starting to look ahead a little bit. They see the record the Bears have. It's pretty poor. They see they have to play the Packers in a couple weeks. I think maybe they're starting to look ahead. Maybe they take this game a little too light, and Bears are able to cover 6.5. So that's the bold play. If you don't want to go bold and you want to go pretty chalky, I think Texans plus 3.5 versus Kansas City is also not a bad spot. But that game's on Saturday, so
That's gonna be
depends
good.
what you want.
I mean, you cannot fault the Lions. The Packers are the better team. That is where their focus and effort should be going to. So I see what you're saying, Cam, but at the same time, there's no way in hell the Bears are going to beat the Lions.
I'm not saying beat the Lions, Jeff. Do you not pay attention at all? I said plus 6.5. We're taking the points, baby.
Can you, for those who don't understand what that means, what does that mean?
Jeez, I can't even with you anymore. Taking the Bears.
I mean, that's what I was doing this whole year.
Score,
Wait, Jeff.
and that's going to win.
Is that actually what you were doing?
Yeah.
Do you not know what plus 6.5?
The Bears are going to beat the Lions by 6.5 points?
No, my God. Cam.
Jeff, what are you doing?
I'm not even gonna waste my time explaining it to Jeff. I think he's too far gone, and
Yeah.
let's keep moving.
Onwards and upwards.
Yeah.
Over easy lock of the week. This one I really, really like. Maybe it's because I watched this game so closely, or maybe because I watched this team so closely last week and saw how dominant they were. But I like the Vikings -3 versus Seahawks. Gino banged up. I think he's going to play. But still, like, the Vikings are firing on all cylinders right now. Jordan Addison looks unreal. Justin Jefferson just continues to be a league breaker. And TJ Hawkinson has really started coming around ever since he got back from injury. I like the Vikings. Kevin O'Connell might win Coach of the Year. Just a great team. And I think they just beat up on this Seattle team that's not looked convincing really ever. So yeah, love Vikings -3 versus Seahawks.
I love that one. I'm putting big units on. I have a really good feeling about that one again.
I do too. I love it. I love it when we're in line on the same play, Jared.
Yeah.
I feel like that's worked out really, really well for us over the year.
I'm just gonna say, if you're reaching into your coin purse on that one, guys, go heavy-handed. Okay, take a big handful out and put it down on the table.
Think of
that's
future
a good
you
bet.
when you put money on this bet.
Yeah.
How much do I want to win and drop the money on it?
Yeah. I will be tailing.
Lottery time.
Yeah, hit me with my favorite.
Here we go. Some of these bets are for Saturday. I want to just be upfront with people. Get these bets in before the games on Saturday. Don't forget. But we start with Ravens -6.5 versus Steelers. Rumors that TJ Watt might be a little bit banged up. I think the Ravens destroy. Also, Deontay Johnson. I saw he was just waived. He was a cancer on that team. I think the Ravens do significantly better without him. So Ravens -6.5 versus Steelers. Bengals -8.5 versus the Browns. Joe Burrow, beast mode. Bengals still have a chance at the playoffs, so I like them to win by a bunch here. I like the Eagles. I'm taking them -2.5. It's an alt spread. I think the main line's -3.5. I like -2.5. Protects us from just a field goal win. Eagles are maybe the hottest team in the NFL.
Yeah.
I also like Rams -3 versus the Jets. Rams are sneaky, making a push for the playoffs. I think they're playing hard. And then I like, to close it out, Bucks -3.5 versus the Cowboys. I don't know how this line is only 3.5. Baker and the Bucks looking to cement their lead in the NFC South. Also, something to keep an eye on, Mike Evans, close to breaking 1,000 yards this season.
Is he gonna get it? How far is he?
I think he needs like 87 yards in his last 3 games.
Oh, he can do
And
that.
I think Baker's going to be feeding him the ball.
Hell yeah.
I like the Bucks to come away with it here. Cowboys also typically horrendous in primetime games. This game is Sunday night, so I think Baker just puts on a show for us and wins that game.
And question for you, Cam. Sorry to jump in here. The Cowboys game. I know their big DB rookie Overshown. He's out for the year, I think, right?
You're right. You're
And
very
then
right about
is Trayvon Diggs out too?
I believe you're right as well.
So I'm saying let's check out these Mike Evans total yardage. I wonder where they're at there.
ladder them all the way up. Start
Yeah.
at the bottom and then just let them climb that ladder, stacking the profits for us. Jared,
Okay.
I like where your head is.
Let's climb that ladder together, guys. To the
I
top.
can't wait. I'm gonna lock that in right now.
I love it.
That parlay works out to plus 1928, 19-1. I think I put some decent money on it. We're on a hot streak with these lottery tickets, so looking to cash out again. 5 legs. I don't see any of them not hitting.
This feels so good. This feels so right. Oh,
So right.
yeah. I am so excited for this. Oh, boy. Okay. This is good, Cam. I love it. And we are obviously past our Thursday night recording, but I appreciate you posting bets in the chat like you do. It means a lot. And if you can hit us with some college stuff too, whatever you're doing, we want to be part of it. A joy shared is a double joy, and a burden shared is half a burden.
Amen.
So,
Jared, I appreciate the support. I appreciate the backing, despite Jeff's attitude. Yeah, I just want to say that I appreciate it. I know we didn't hit last night, but whatever. Kamani Vidal owes me a ton of money.
Cam,
He owes me big time.
Cam, wasn't the game
We'll say that for
over?
next week.
And Cam, wasn't the game over your points that you said it was going to be? The total over under?
I don't remember.
Jeff, don't get hung up on the details like that.
I'm just starting to see flashbacks from the previous year where we're trusting Cam so much.
I think you got to look ahead, Jeff, is what looking back never did you any good. We're looking
I also
forward.
don't think Jeff respects how much time I put in this gambling segment when I should be spending more time on my team. I'm in the bottom bracket.
It's because you're selfless, Cam, and you care about
If
people.
I put no effort into the podcast like Jeff, maybe I'd be in the top too. Isn't it funny, Jer, how both you and I are in the bottom and Jeff is in the top?
Well, you know what? It's the price we pay for loving one another, loving
Amen.
our league mates, actually caring about people, and being able to see beyond our own circle.
You know what? When you hire an expert, this expert segment analyst, he knows what he's talking about, and that's why I'm winning. Is because I'm an expert at analyzing segments and data. And
Okay, Jeff. Okay.
You are an expert, Jeff. I will give you that. And you've proven that. I just wish that the same attention and care that you put into the stats and the analysis, you would put into getting your shit together in your personal life.
well, I
And being a
am.
decent human.
Yeah.
I'd like to remind you guys, I am. Dr. Sue is doing a work on me, and talking about caring about other people. If you would like, I'm extending an invitation to each of you to join me at Eden, her household, and join in for a group therapy shock session. I think it would be great for each of you, especially. And it can change your life like it's changing mine. Okay, I'm going to be carpooling with Cole from Subway. I'm renting a van, and I'm going to try and get as many people as I can. I'm trying to get people off the street. Roll down the windows, yell out, and say, "Hey, hop in. There's candy," and see who comes in, and or just taking them straight to Dr. Sue. Excuse me, straight to Dr. Sue.
I think that's abduction, Jeff. That's what they call abduction.
Cam, you want to come?
No chance in hell I'm going to join you on that one. I'd rather watch highlights from the 2008 Packers Super Bowl run.
Oh, that's...
I actually don't know what you're talking about because I had Dr. Sue delete 2008 from my memory, so I'm assuming they
I don't
won.
think the Packers made the Super Bowl in 2008. It was a different year.
Well, Cam, thank you again for joining us, for bringing your expertise, and we will see you in the chat.
Jer, love talking with you every week. look forward to next week.
Yeah.
Let's win some bets.
Let's win.
Hey, Cam, love talking to you, buddy.
See you guys.
Well, that wraps up another segment of Locked and Loaded. And if you do tail, I can tell you one thing. You will be absolutely loaded by the end of the week. Because these are surefire bets like we bring every week. And I want to thank you guys for joining us again. We're looking ahead. It's a big week here. Looking for a big win. I know you all are as well. And just want to say thank you for being part of this podcast. Jeff, any last thoughts?
Nothing but a word from Dr. Sue, and she tells me this every time I see her. Socks off. Open heart. Touch my hand. Feel the sky. Take those words into your heart. I think they're going to do magic for you. That's all.
Wow. I have to really think about that, what that means. Thanks, guys.